Yeah, we rolling.
We got our cameraman.
Yeah, we rolling.
So which one I need to look at, God? Which one I need to look at? This my camera.
Yes.
That's all me. Like me on me.
So I'm always looking in this camera.
Yeah, this you.
And I'm over here.
This you.
Where you at?
I'm alternating.
Oh, you alternate.
Yeah, I'm
He alternate.
I was alternating.
You are.
Yeah.
But this me.
Yeah. You want to talk to the people. Alright, here we go.
Hey, K-Hall.
Hey, K-Hall, man. We
Pop,
sorry,
Pop.
but we got you the next time, man.
Hey, but Pops took your spot, man. So here we go.
Hey, y'all know what time it is. 94 Podcast. Stone Mountain.
You gotta do it on both cameras.
You did?
You dig?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 94 Feet Podcast. I'm your host. Ooh, I gotta take this toothpick out. Come on, this is so
Hey, man, you
unprofessional,
be thugging with it.
You know what I'm
East
saying?
side.
I'll put it back on in a minute, you know what I'm saying?
Crowd the real, beat on my chest, might get a tag. What you expect? They know I'm a dog, I go at their neck. The screen on reject, I'm leaning them left. I'm in with the left, but I'm snatching them right. About to take flight, yikes. 94 feet, you full court press, don't impress. Move like a vet, I got them upset, yeah. Stress, three so wet. Make a head coach, switch up the defensive set, that's better than stretch. Stay your film, get you some rest. Falling since a little one from a pee-wee, I've been elite. Been a walking bucket, high school highlights all on TV. From the Julie to a new league, you barely hooped in PE. Killer kinda skinny like a team at Oop the VC. They in beast mode. Walking cheat code. This shit easy. Like a free throw. They talk real hoops. 94 feet though. They talk real hoops. 94 feet though.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 94 Feet Podcast. I'm your host, Cam Tatum.
Hey, it's your boy Skinny the Pebble.
And today, man, we got a great show, man. We got a great guest, man. Hailing all the way from Stone Mountain, man. Playing this ball at Wheeler High School, Miami University graduate, NBA former star, DeQuan Jones, baby. Give it up for him.
Appreciate y'all having me.
So, bro, we got to bring to the table. First question we ask everybody. Who's first person give you some work, man, on that court, man? I know you from the east side, so I know you seen a lot.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Moving on in the theme of east side, I'm going to say, you know what's crazy? Demetrius Bates. You remember D Bates? He went to MLK.
Shout out D Bates.
Shout out D Bates, man. He doing this music thing right now, but Demetrius D Bates, man.
Man, D Bates was cold.
Yeah,
absolutely, bro.
You know that maroon and gold in me, dog. It just make it hard, man. But I gotta give bro his flowers, man.
Nah, absolutely, bro. I mean, even like, and he was younger than me. I don't know if he was in your class.
He was in my class.
So yeah, like he was playing varsity up. Mm-hmm. He was in like 9th grade. He had an older brother, Darius.
Yeah.
That played too. So he was good as well. So, but we knew the little brother was gonna be good. So that's a name, man.
D Bates, man. We would play them when I was at Stone Mountain. We would play them in the summer league because we was different classifications.
Yeah. Y'all had dropped down by then.
Yeah, but we would play them in the summer leagues, just kind of trying to get ready for the season. And bro, we playing, he dunking, he coming down the lane. He was just versatile, bro. Yeah, he had all everything. That. And he was the first player that I kind of looked and was like, if I'm gonna play varsity, if I'm gonna play at this level, like
I gotta step my game up.
Yeah.
So on top of that, what are some of the guys that you looked up to as a young guy and you said, you know what? Seeing somebody in high school from Georgia, I want to play basketball. Who was that guy for you?
Lou, of course. I mean, our generation or our classification, it was Lou. It was a lot of great basketball players, man.
We name them all the time. Lou, Mike, Chris Allen.
All
the ladies.
I'm trying to see if he gonna say a name. I just want to see if he gonna say a name.
You know, Jamario Davidson.
Stone Mountain. Dog, you followed his
footsteps
footsteps damn near perfectly, didn't you?
That's what I'm saying,
man. What is it? How the Vegan
ATL.
Love to get you on the show, man, if we can.
You
got on J.O.?
Yeah, I got you after this.
That's Stone Mountain. You know, see, Cam, I got a little red and black in me, dog. You know what I'm saying? I got some pirate in me, man.
Yeah.
Right. Even Ray George. Ray George is
another one.
It's so many, man. Big Fave, Derek Favors. He was young when we were coming up. He was like 2 classes or maybe a class before us.
But he played ahead of his time. I played when I was a senior. I was classifying, and I played with the Celtics when Derek was a 9th grader. And I remember looking up to Derek as like, you are go-to big man, and I'm a senior, so
Yeah.
absolutely carried himself like that.
Yeah, he
Boy,
carried
Kawhi
himself.
just made him famous though.
Bro, we ain't listen, bro.
Just
We not dogging our Georgia boys like
Hey,
that.
dog,
Shout out
Kawhi
D-Fade,
made him
bro.
famous.
Hey, D-Fade, we need you on the show too, my boy. Shout out to
Hey,
you.
cut that though.
That's messed up, bro.
Hey, bro.
But
Twitter was going crazy.
it was. He baptized him. He definitely did it. So now, as you so first before we get into after you break out, like what was your motivation? Who put the ball in your hands?
My pops, man. My pops. I remember that my earliest memories, man, was watching. I used to watch Power Rangers. That was my thing. And I remember my dad.
The
Mighty Morphin. What was the one with
what
the
ranger were
ooze?
you? Oh,
I
Ivan
was the black
Ooze.
one. That
I was the green and the white ranger.
The green and right ranger.
Y'all tell me.
The Green Ranger was it.
Y'all
The
tell
Green
me.
Ranger was. I was the black one.
The
Yeah,
black
I was
one.
like-
I couldn't break dance, so I was telling you.
Yeah, I was a Black Ranger. But nah, I remember my pops coming in, man, and him taking the tape out. It was like, nah, we about to watch Jordan. So I remember Come Fly With Me was like on a constant,
What I just talked about
a
this.
constant
Yes.
loop, bro. It was on a constant loop at my house growing up. So
Shout
I
on
see my
Elo,
pops.
good. The Bulls win.
Yeah.
Hey, man, to come fly with me, bro. That was it, man.
Hey man, they use some programming on y'all. I
Hey,
just
man,
see what it is. Y'all been programmed, dog.
Indoctrination.
Yeah, dog, that's indoctrination. Y'all can't help but to make Jordan to go. Y'all got all this propaganda that's telling y'all this, man.
Nah, we was just exposed to greatness early. That's all it was.
Next
your
question.
Pop, so your pops
Next,
put on,
yeah,
so
please,
your pop put on
please.
goat tapes for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So he put on goat tapes for you, and that's what it was. It was just like, watching the battles. Obviously, he's battling against Penny and Reggie and stuff like that. But Jordan just showed that was like, man, I'm pure dominant, and that was the goal that you really wanted to go for.
Yeah, but not only that, I remember my pops, we drove up, because I was born in Alabama,
What part?
Livingston.
I'm from Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I was born in
Look at y'all,
Alabama.
best of y'all gonna be kin, that's right. Hey, Pop.
Yeah, we might be
might be
kids,
a kid for real. I mean,
For
look.
real, though.
Hey, my granddaddy, boy, I'm telling you, he shoot 'em up now.
Oh my God.
I'm saying we still finding brothers and sisters. I'm saying.
Nah, but I remember my pops taking me to Jordan in '96, his last game against the Hawks. And we were in the nosebleeds, but I remember looking down and again being like, aware to the extent of like I'm looking at Jordan and I'm like, nah, it's literally an air, a aura around him.
Mm-hmm.
And to be young and to be able to decipher that and kind of conceptualize that, even to my dad, I'm like, Dad, he don't look
Normal.
like one of us.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad looking at me like he not. So I seen it firsthand, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
fast forward a little bit. Does LeBron have that same aura, man? You've been on the court with LeBron, and you was in Miami when LeBron was in Miami.
Nah, it's different. I mean, again, they both great in their own right, man. But
LeBron different, cause you ain't had a LeBron tape growing up. I get it.
nah. If we get into the debate early, Jordan during Jordan era, wasn't nobody taking turns, man. It wasn't no who gonna win it this year.
You right.
It was.
Let me tell you why. They were gone. He said he was battling against Reggie Miller. It wasn't no battle. Reggie Miller never go down as one of the greatest of all time. As of today, Kevin Durant's the best player in the world.
Is that Jordan's fault that the people that was trying to compete against him just wasn't better than him?
Hey, I'm just saying, if you the GOAT, like I always tell people, if
He
you the
is the
GOAT,
GOAT.
Larry Bird the
Yes.
shepherd.
Wow.
Larry Bird is the GOAT herder.
I mean, but he never. He beat him in the playoffs, but he never, but will enjoy. Like I said,
You can't win one game. You the GOAT. You can't win your team to one victory. You the GOAT.
And you got this other guy who's considered the GOAT, and he's been to 10 finals, and you can't be 500 in finals.
Kevin Durant went and joined a 73
You're
and
not talking about Kevin
19.
Durant.
The best player in the world went and
You're not
joined the
talking
best
about-
shooter in the world,
So
the
now we're talking
other
about
best
Kevin
shooter in the
Durant.
world, and my man got 2 losses against KD and Steph and Draymond Green and Klay Thompson
You
and
just
David
put
West.
Draymond Green in that.
He defensive player of the year.
Rudy Gobert is too, and what's his name was Giannis. And
I'm just saying,
see
but how
Giannis
you gonna say Rudy Gobert? These guys defensive player of the year from top to bottom. Golden State was accoladed.
But
Okay, all right, I'm listening.
no. I was
Yeah.
just about to say,
Yeah.
Jordan is one at every level, man. National championship. Jordan was never a part of a redemption team.
Hey, I mean, you right, but James,
National championship.
Yeah.
I mean, USA gold
James
medal.
Worthy though is the guy on that national championship. Jordan hit the shot. James Worthy was the guy.
But who hit the shot?
He was Steve Kerr on North Carolina. He was Steve Kerr. He was Joe Paxson.
He was Steve. Oh wow.
I mean,
Listen,
but
Michael Jordan. They didn't even take Michael Jordan #1. Michael Jordan had those expectations coming out.
I tell you what.
Okay.
I like to rephrase my answer.
Okay.
I don't think I prefer if I had to choose, I would choose Jordan over
LeBron.
yes.
I mean, it's fair.
But I think most importantly though, the whole GOAT argument has lost its validity because it's used so often.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's almost like a straw man argument, if you will, because we can paint the narrative to fit the point that we're trying to make or the player that we're trying to push.
That's real.
So, you know, I feel like a more concise argument is like, which one do you prefer over the next?
The other.
You know what I'm
Send this
saying?
to ESPN.
Right.
Yeah, that's the.
Hey,
That's the best answer I
Fuck.
heard. It's always talking
but I
about
just tell you,
Jordan.
for me, like it's on record. Me and Cam talk about. I love the Jordan LeBron debate.
Mm-hmm.
But Kareem to me is the GOAT. I tell people, if you can score 35, almost 40,000 points, and you got 1 foot on the ground and you moving around trying to shake a dude on 1 foot, no crossover.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta spin and turn in circles and shake you, and I'm 7'1" and you 7'1", and I can still average 20 points a game for 19 straight years. Kareem the GOAT.
But this proves my point though.
Yeah.
If we talking GOAT talk,
Mm-hmm.
and these names ain't even mentioned. You talking about? I mean, you got the Wilts, you got you got Bill Russell, you got these names ain't even mentioned. So that's what I mean by the theme and the whole notion of the greatest of all time. It's like it's thrown around so much, and we're in the era where you only as good as your last game.
Right.
You know.
So transitioning back to you, we so now you taking on to this liking of Jordan. So obviously you go in the yard, you're imitating, you're going to courts and stuff like that. You're trying to be like Jordan. You're trying to now you seeing the other players like you said that you look up to. Who did you start playing AAU with? Like what was your first team?
My first team,
Eastside players?
Nah, and see, I was about to throw a shot at you. I was about to be like, I wasn't good enough to play with the Eastside players like him and Marshawn. I think my first AAU team, man, the first team I ever played on was at Victory Baptist Church, right here off Central, off North, off Central.
Yeah, I was doing some training over there. Yeah,
But my first AAU team was the Georgia Hurricanes. It was the Georgia Hurricanes. Marshawn was on that team.
Marshawn was on the
Hurricanes.
They had just formed that team because they had just branched off from the Stars.
Stars, yeah. It was Marshawn,
Morris Naismith,
I think
Tony
it was Jody.
Smith.
Yep, Tony Smith.
And then Jody was on that team.
Tracy
Thomas.
Tracy Smith.
Tracy Smith, not
Tracy Smith.
Tracy Smith was from North Carolina, went to Mount Zion.
Yep, it went to NC State.
Yep. Remember him?
Who else was on that team, bro? Yeah, but the Georgia Hurricanes.
It was somebody else. Was for a quick second, was a guy named Amara Thompson. He played with me at Tucker too.
Yeah.
Left-hand.
Amara was there. Yeah,
played at Central Florida.
Yep. Amara was with us too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's Tyler Tucker?
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah, he ended up going to
remember
Central
Amara.
Florida.
Yep.
Amara was good.
Your senior year?
Left-handed. He
6'3", 6'4".
6'4".
He was
could
thin.
play.
Yeah, he could hoop.
Fiery. He just,
Yeah.
we didn't have the right development.
I'm just saying because I know, but I'm seeing
He
him
was-
go
he was a-
right.
he was
I'm
actually-
seeing.
He would have been a even better piece if we just had better.
Yeah, I mean, we
development
already
in school.
know.
But like Amara was good.
And
He was
he
decent.
came graduated your year?
I think Amara came out the year after me. He came out 07. He was with that championship group.
Dang, I don't remember
Tucker.
him.
So it was the Georgia Hurricanes, and then so now this is while you're at Stone Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So man, I gotta ask, dog, because
Right.
the name we just brought up, Marshawn obviously transfers to Tucker
Mm-hmm.
from my school. I mean from Stone Mountain. You got Drew Goodlock that's at Stone Mountain. You have yourself that is at Stone Mountain. You have Terrell Bell who is at Stone Mountain who went to Virginia Tech. Like how and it seems obviously because we're gonna say it now you end up transferring to Wheeler, but how does that all work out? All those names that I just named, because y'all all play the same position.
Yeah, we all played the same position, but it's like a testament to what y'all was talking about, man. It was just like a developmental type thing.
Stone Mountain, dog.
And
I mean, I can say that.
Like, do y'all just not hear the names I just said?
Yeah, but
team?
it's Stone Mountain. Like, and you probably don't understand that unless you just it's Stone Mountain.
Right.
Like Stone Mountain is just one of them places you can have everything right, and it's still not gonna be right.
Right.
It's Stone Mountain.
And I think, at the time we had Coach Brown, I honestly think he wasn't malicious and nothing like that. He was just doing the best he could. But when you have, like you said, that much talent, it's more so managing and mitigating personalities.
You don't know what to do with it. Because you ain't never had it. You don't expect to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Wheeler know what to do
type
with it.
things.
Hartry know what to do with it.
Yeah, it was one of those type things.
But
So, so did you play much at Stone Mountain?
Yeah, I played like my freshman year. I played all three. I played 9th grade, JV, and varsity. And then my 10th grade year is when I had my breakout year, and I started getting recruited even at in 10th grade. They would come looking at Drew and Terrell. And they would leave with me on their recruiting list.
Because you were super athletic.
Yeah, but the thing was, the focus for development wasn't on me. It was like, okay, you athletic, so
we gonna use you just for, and it was on the team. So he didn't put you in the position to where you was just useful, throw you a backdoor oop or something like that, but never put you in the position to really develop yourself as a player.
Exactly. It was, hey, go get rebounds, dunk if you open, but get the ball here, get the ball there.
You about to be a role player at Stone Mountain.
Yeah, and I think, man, I can't remember the school, man. It was like a mid-major school. He came to visit. He came to look at. I think it was Drew. It was Drew or Terrell. We had a lot of talent. Even Ray Brown. And he pulled me to the side and he's like, young fella, you need to work on your game. He's like, I like you, but you got to work on the intangibles. And I was like, I'm confused.
What the heck is intangibles?
And he was just like, you need to get into opportunities where you can work on intangibles. I think that was kind of like the
that was lighting the fire.
Yeah, that was kind of like, okay. I want to dribble the ball sometimes. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah. So now it's like, okay, you have your breakout year, but you don't stay there.
No.
You transfer to Wheeler, and I know like myself and some of the other guys from the East Side like, man, why you going to? What was that about? But we got it. But it's like, boy, you went from all the way out there.
Yeah, man,
And I know we talked about a little bit behind the scenes, a little bit about the story, about, what influenced that decision as far as like, but was some other reasons as to why that?
Nah, what happened was I had, it was, you remember the tournament they used to have at Southern Poly? It was a showcase.
Yeah, the rival showcase.
The rival
You
showcase.
was there, yes. I was there. Me, Chris Allen was there. This is like my senior, they had this, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do. We had a shirt.
So the rival showcase, I'm on the team with JJ Hicks.
Bro, I remember this tournament.
You remember this tournament?
I remember this tournament.
And
Holly.
for whatever reason, bro, had an out of body. Justin Young
put it on.
Had an out of body experience. Played crazy, big write up, whatever.
Yep, I remember now.
And Black Boy JJ, we call him Black Boy. He walked over to me after the tournament over. He like, oh yeah, you did your thing, bro. He like, where you going to school at? I'm like, oh, I'm at Stone Mountain. He kind of like
Stone Mountain.
Yeah, he kind of was like, yeah, you need to come to Wheeler, bro. Like, come play with us. I was like, whatever. Nah, I'm cool where I'm at. And I went back to Stone Mountain, and again, I had that other epiphany where we started like summer workouts.
You back in that box again.
Yeah, I'm back in the box after having this breakout, whatever. And
because that wasn't with your team. That was just like some invite, like
Yeah.
individual player stuff.
Yeah.
So when you had that out of body experience, when you had that breakout, that was like, nah. Now they ain't focused on DeQuan and the team. They focus on just DeQuan.
You realize how good you
now
are.
I'm
Now
like,
you finally
here.
see how
Like,
good
now,
you
hey
are.
man, listen.
Yeah.
So now you're starting to have some confidence. So you have the conversation with JJ. You go back to the workouts.
And so, like I said, I grew up on, where I grew up on Central and North Harrison, man. And at the time, I think this was during a short time after like Hurricane Katrina. So all of the people from everywhere kind of influx and flip. They all came to Memorial. So crime, everything.
Listen, they closed the Wendy's on Memorial Drive, dog. How you close a Wendy's?
Yeah.
The 4 for 4. You ride the 4 for 4, dog.
Yeah.
Because we got a split of those. We got a split of them. If they didn't go to Stone Mountain, they went to Tucker.
Yeah.
We got a lot of them.
So one day I literally was coming home from practice, walking up to the apartment, the door kicked in. Door kicked in, everything that ransacked. They took everything, and it was strange too because they stole like all my jeans. Yeah, it was. That's the one thing I'll never forget. Like they stole every pair of jeans I ever had. And so my mama come. I'm calling my mama, the police, whatever. And my mama comes and she like, we had already been, cause I was getting in trouble, fighting, whatever. And she came to me cause she asked me. I was like, nah, like I grew up here. Like I'm so Stone Mountain, bro. I went to Stone Mill Elementary. You know what I'm saying? I was never.
For those who don't know, for those who do know, you know.
Right. I was never a car rider. I was never a bus driver. I walked from middle school from elementary school to high school. I was a walker.
Dog, they don't know about that. I mean, I know that walk coming from Stone Mountain Middle School, walking up to North Harrison to the bus stop on the corner Memorial Drive and that. So if you was walking to Stone.
Right. So, she asked me, but after this happened, she walked in and she was like, "You going to another school? You going to Wheeler?" And I fought her on it for like a week, and that was the decision that changed my life, man.
So now, this is your junior year.
This is my going into my junior year.
Going into your junior year. So now you transfer to Wheeler. Who was your teammates at Wheeler?
Man, we had a stacked team. We had
per usual.
We had Trey Lane. Went to UMass. Adrian Brown. He went to Brown University, Ivy League. We had Lil Phil. He was a freshman. Phil Taylor. We had J.J. Hickson, of course. And then
was Richard Howell there too?
Nah, Rich came my senior year.
Okay.
But yeah.
So y'all had a stacked team. So now you're the man. Now you're one of the men. You're the focal point, at least because JJ's there too.
Right.
But you're one of the focal points is that wing guy. And I think I remember. I know if he ever watches this, he might not be happy about me bringing this up. But I wish we gotta get this TV screen too up so we could have the cameras flash on there. Did you dunk on John Wall?
Oh yeah.
When he was at Wheeler.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because now I want you to
look, they'll be able to edit that in. Though.
Yeah, I want you to be able to see. So now you could have been like, oh, God dang. So what was that your junior year?
That was I think that was my senior.
That was your senior year.
Yeah,
okay, so that was before. So were y'all playing on a national schedule your junior year?
Yeah, we was playing on the national schedule junior and senior year because we played. I remember we went to Vegas. We played Finley Prep.
Okay. So Finley Prep been around for a while.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty relatively new. I didn't know they were around for a while.
Nah. They've been producing for years.
This ain't it right here.
That's exactly it.
Hey, man, send it to the group chat.
Yeah.
So now
That man like that.
he was in the weight.
Yeah.
So y'all playing in the national schedule. What when you got to Wheeler? At what point did it really start to turn? Like the recruiting, like tournaments.
You want to repeat it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Please
my
repeat the
bad.
question.
Hey man, I'm just saying he just went and just going. You just don't lay on nobody like that, man.
Now you're at Wheeler, and so now do you notice the difference? Do you notice the difference in preparation? How they're training you? How they're getting you ready for obviously what you know about to embark on, because now you're creating this name.
Yeah, man. Wheeler was gladiator school, man. We were.
Give us an insight on
I was
Wheeler,
just about to ask
because
that, too.
everybody
Yeah.
goes to Wheeler, or you know what I'm saying, but I haven't really had a chance to talk to anybody about what is so impressive about Wheeler when you get there, and what makes y'all, just because
I
y'all
think it's just
there
the
don't make y'all
culture,
gonna be able to win.
But I think
So
it's
what
the
makes it
culture
happen that y'all
mindset.
able to put it together and still win? Like, what is it? Is
Coaching.
it the coaching? Is it not just the head coach? Does he have a staff around him? People that like
Probably
It's
it's
the-
culture.
You said what?
Culture. It's the culture and
it's
culture.
it's the culture, bro. It's literally gladiator school,
Yeah.
and it's like it's not for. It's like you see like Karate Kid, like wax on, wax off. That's like the culture of it.
Will.
It's a process. It's you constantly tested. You're constantly pushed beyond you know your what you perceive as your capabilities, but it's simple, bro. It's literally it's just work. It ain't no magic pill. It ain't no, like me and JJ. We was walking to the gym at 5:30 a.m. Like literally, like G called us like, yo, we outside. Like, where you at? And G like, you know what? Y'all walk to the gym. Walk. The sun ain't even up yet.
yeah.
And
But
again,
you're also in a better environment too, to where you can walk and be cool and not, you out there. very-
What's the Stone Mountain East Side credit? By 5 o'clock in the morning, everybody sleep by the end.
Right,
They came
right,
from
right,
the club,
right.
and you love Waffle House. There ain't too many at 5:30
Right.
period anyway.
but the thing about it is that's just a different degree of the same thing. It's still opposition. Like in Stone Mountain, you gotta dodge the maze of other things outside of basketball. But it's like in this environment, now you gotta see and dig in yourself. Like, how bad do you want it? Because in Stone Mountain, if somebody would have told us that, man, I'm going back to sleep, bro. I'm not. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's opposition. It's different degrees of the same thing.
Now it's you versus you. Now versus you can blame it on the environment.
There
in
it
Stone
is.
Mountain. You can't
There it
blame
is.
it on the environment. Well, now it's 100%.
Now
you.
it's 100%.
Are you gonna sink or swim?
That's it. That's
And
it.
then you got other great players around you too. So
So did that make that hard, having those great players? Did that make it hard for y'all to really get y'all shine? Like, a lot of you see with a lot of state player of the years or first teams and stuff like that are made with players who are just the lone star and take their team certain ways. But you guys have obviously 4 or 5 players. Did that make it hard for you guys to get those personal accolades?
Nah, it wasn't hard. But the thing is, bro, we never focused on it. We never really focused on the personal accolades. Our focus, and it was never, because we were tested so much and we was took through the fire so much
Together.
that we was together. It wasn't like, on some teams, and you've been a part of it professionally or whatever, where it's like, all right, I got to get mine, so it's me against you against them.
yeah.
It was literally like we was just dogs, bro. We was pit bulls, and it was literally,
Y'all against the world.
Yeah, and we was so together in a sense of like we would play. Who was it? We would play Kale. No, not Kale. Lassiter, right? Lassiter at the time they had a point guard that was supposed to be whatever. He's supposed to be good. We, before the game, me and JJ is both in field ear like, hey, you gotta eat, bro. You know what it is. So it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the jealousy and nothing like that.
You
It
have to
wasn't that.
worry about yourself because one, you at Wheeler too. Wheeler already got a traditional winning.
Right.
Your coach is one of the best coaches in the state of Georgia
Right,
already.
right.
So they already know if you at Wheeler and you starting at Wheeler, we know he already 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of the next best basketball player anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Wheeler putting 5 guys in college every year.
Right.
So long as Wheeler winning,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of that, we'll come back to it. Coach just retired, what, 2 years ago?
Who that, Coach Lip?
Yeah.
Lipson?
Did he retire?
Maybe, I think
It's
2.
about 4.
Yeah, it
There
was,
you go.
either way, yeah.
Yeah. You think Wheeler is still that place now?
They just won a championship.
Yeah.
They just won a championship this year, I think.
They won this year?
I think
Was it
they
this
just
year
won
they
it
won?
Either this year or last
Yeah,
year.
they won it. They won JB. They won
And
JB.
they was in the running
last
for
year.
the year before. They still
Yeah.
been in the running. They're still considered Wheeler. They still putting out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, 'cause sometimes when
didn't
you-
Lil Roscoe go there?
Yeah, Lil Roscoe.
And that went to
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah.
So I mean, they still putting out.
But you know,
players
sometimes
that's
when you
still-
lose your coach,
Absolutely.
you know.
No, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm
Yeah.
just answering. Like, nah,
Yeah.
they still.
No.
They still
that.
that.
They still that.
So, and I think another advantage that we can get into that y'all had at Will is that y'all guys play on the same AAU team.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
play. I know you said you played with the Hurricanes, but you also played with the Renegades.
Yep.
And the Renegades was where I, really got to know. As far as from the highlight standpoint, is where I got to really know you from. As
Right.
far, you know what I'm saying, seeing you on the national scene, because worldwide they was putting y'all out. They was putting y'all in the right positions, the right tournaments, and y'all had good players.
Yeah.
So who was on that? Was it everybody? But y'all had JJ. I know Phil played, but y'all also had Chris Allen
Bro, we
on
had
the team.
we
Y'all
had
had Cameron Hayward on that team. Y'all had DeAndre Williams. Meadow Creek went to Oregon.
Yeah.
So y'all had.
Shoot, you talking about coexisting at Wheeler. How you coexist on that AAU
Bro,
team?
that's what I mean. Like for me, bro, I've been blessed my whole career. But I think my success is just a reflection of the people around me, bro. It wasn't like how you said with being at Wheeler, you wanted to carry the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to stand out. You wanted to blend in and hold your own.
You want to win.
You wanted to win, and you didn't step in the lane, or our biggest thing on teams that talented was, my thing was, if I get subbed in, the intensity level can't drop off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you playing with those great players, and again I'm younger, so I was just happy to be around. So when Chris Allen need a break, or we had so many great players, Casey Mitchell, Trevor Mbakwe, Sherrod Minus,
And you damn sure been not
and Villarica. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my whole mindset, man. The intensity level can't drop off, and as far as Wheeler, we known for winning. So if you the man this
You
year,
just always in the fight.
yeah, you
Didn't
just
Jay
always.
Crowder go to Villarica?
Yeah, crowd out of Villarica.
Yeah, Jay Crowder lived in Villarica. I
Yeah,
didn't know Jay Crowder was from Georgia.
Yeah.
You said that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I always
Yeah,
bring that up. He had a Villarica. So he had to, I think he played with that dude, because I think Jay Crowder's like 08
Yeah.
or 07 or something like that. But, so now, obviously, like I said, you playing with that stacked team. Your guys got everybody in the gym. Coaches come to see you. So now you're going to make a name for yourself. So now the recruiting process heats up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name, were you able to narrow it down? Who were your top 5? Where were you going to go? Where were you supposed to go? Who you thought you was going to go to?
And
Yeah.
your craziest recruiting story too, because we've had some crazy recruiting stories at this
Yes.
table about coaches getting on their knees begging players to come.
Yeah.
Like
Man,
we've had
that
some
type,
crazy
man,
stories.
like,
so
tell the player, like,
so
hey,
I
man,
need
get
your
up, get up.
crazy recruiting story, and also I need to know why not the home team? Why you didn't stay in Georgia either? So I need them stories too.
Alright, my top 5 I remember were Cincinnati, Florida State, Oregon, Memphis. Calipari was there. This was his
You and
last
Spoon
year.
about to be together?
Memphis and Miami, and
So Georgia and Tech weren't even on the list.
You know, Georgia UGA offered me when I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I got an offer from UGA when I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
But
At Stone Mountain.
at Stone Mountain, yeah.
Okay.
But after my freshman year, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But I chose Miami because it was an opportunity for development, and it was also from another perspective. Coming from Stone Mountain, going to Wheeler, it was a magnet school, so I fell in love with diversity. You know what I'm saying? Being exposed to different cultures and different just groups of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be my advice for the younger guys going through their recruitment now. So consider the infrastructure after you leave, because in college, yeah, you gonna meet and party and meet different people, but in that same regard, you're gonna meet the new CEO of FedEx, or you're gonna meet the creator of the next tech, oligarchy that just blows up.
Network.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. So you build your network of people, in that regard as well, not just from a sports perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, looking back, I think it's a funny story.
Here we go.
A recruiting story.
There we go.
So I took an unofficial to Cincinnati when Mick Cronin was there.
Nasty.
And we was there, it was unofficial, whatever. And one of his players, I think they were doing like a summer camp, and one of his players came up to him and was like, "Yo, coach, I gotta rush and go to the bank or go to the post office or whatever." And I'm listening because I'm just, I'm paying attention to how they interact with each other.
Yeah.
And Mick Cronin looked at him and was like, he turns his back to everybody. He's like, "Get the F out of my face." And I'm just looking, and it was just like strange to me because he seemed, you don't talk to nobody like that, but also like the player, he seemed sincere. And the fact that he was like, "Yeah, get out of here," he was real dismissive. I'm like, I was kind of apprehensive, so I kind of scratched Cincinnati off my list. But I mean, a Miami recruiting story. I remember.
It didn't consist of Uncle Luke.
No. My Miami recruiting, it wasn't.
It's just, a lot of people think about is Miami is obviously what you think about from the, hip hop scene and videos and stuff like that. But like you said, people don't really understand that. It's a private school.
Yeah.
So you ain't nobody just getting into the University of Miami.
And then it's so far south too.
And then, exactly. So you gotta really have something going for yourself, or really be one about something in your life to first of all get accepted and get into Miami. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like that you just go down there and you just gonna be like, all right, now it's just Uncle Luke. You know what I'm saying?
But folks confuse Miami with Miami Beach.
Exactly.
Yeah, Miami is scary.
Yeah.
Miami Beach. It ain't a lot of us over there. I mean, a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what he's talking about, the diversity.
Yeah.
So that's what, so you can say, palm trees, beautiful weather, you know what I'm saying? The sunny, it's the diversity, all of that was there. Mm-hmm. Did you take any other visits?
I took a bunch of unofficials.
Okay.
I went to UGA. Mm-hmm. I surprisingly, bro, Coach Paul Hewitt didn't recruit me at Tech.
Mm-hmm. He didn't go that heavy for Georgia players. Mm-hmm. He really didn't. He got Javaris. He got Favors. Mufon. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's
Rice.
Okay, maybe.
I mean, his 09 class. I mean, it was a good class.
From the 05 to the 08 class.
Yeah.
So, and maybe it's because none of those kids could really qualify to get into. Like Georgia Tech is another one that you got to qualify to get in. So, I don't know. Maybe that's one of those things with that.
I ain't really.
So if they would have talked to you, would they have been on the board? You think?
Nah. I don't think so. It was just too close. I think it was like UGA as well.
And you wanted to get away and see some of the more
Yeah,
different cultures.
I wanted to because again, like leaving Stone Mountain, have grown up there, leaving there, and it was almost like a culture shock in that sense. So I became like addicted to it. It was like man, it's a world out here. You know what I'm saying? So many other experiences out here, and it kind of fed, that addiction for that. But I was just like,
get to see
too close.
No stereotype. You get to see things outside the stereotype.
Yeah.
And then you get to represent. We ain't the same stereotype that you think we are as well.
Yeah.
Going down there as a black man, like, no, I'm educated. I'm well read. I'm just not a dumb jock. Like I can articulate things the same way you articulate.
Yeah.
So now like I said, you make the decision. You go to Miami. I know I can remember one. Like I said, we talking about dunks again. I think you already know the dunk that I'm talking about, man. The one in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I want to say you imitated Kobe, but long live Bean, but it looked better because where you took off from, bro. I'm sorry. This is no disrespect. Hey, listen, I don't want y'all to kill me out there in the world, but just go look up the dunk, DeQuan Jones dunk against North Carolina. Just go look at it. He takes off from the other side of the block, reverses it, and dunks it. So I remember that's the play that stuck out to me. And I'm like, he league after that. You don't gotta do nothing else. He's league after that. But I end up reading that you see some trouble there. Like did they suspend you for not nothing? It's not nothing of character or nothing like that.
Nah.
But something that you ain't really had nothing to do. Because I read the story and it's kind of like. You could in your interview, you're kind of like, man, I didn't even know some of this stuff was going on.
Man, so funny story though with the Carolina dunk. Again, I look back at my life and I don't really have a lot of regrets. I would have did this, I would have did that, but I should have, from the perspective of Miami, I should have focused and chosen a school that focused more on development. As opposed to produce now. You know what I'm saying? And choosing Miami, my experience was, it was like, all right, you're at the time I was the highest recruit Miami had ever got. Here, produce.
And they making noise in the ACC. They were starting to make noise in the ACC
as well. Because
Clinton had put them on the map a little bit.
They had made it to the second round.
You beat Florida State. I think they win the ACC tournament they went far in the ACC tournament like the year before. Or something
the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
So, but that game was actually that was like a mental mind game type game. What I mean by that was, as a freshman, I'm not playing what I was promised. You going, but Brian Asbury was a senior ahead of me. And, it was told to me, we're going to focus on your development, whatever. Wasn't playing cool. I go, and I still got Stone Mountain in me. So I'm in practice wilding out. I'm killing, I'm talking crazy, And so Coach Hay brings me in his office. It's like, I think we had played Clemson before that. Got clapped. Bring me in his office. Like, yeah, we got Carolina coming up. I'm going to start you. And it's one of those things where, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where they set you up
to fail. See if you're going to fail.
To see if you're going to fail. And that's the game you're talking about.
The way that nigga dumped that ball like he was trying to prove something. You seen that, Pop? Why? Hey, so am I tripping, Pop? Hey,
yes, sir.
Pop, am I tripping a little bit?
No, you telling the truth, man.
Am I tripping a little bit? I'm saying I'm not no disrespect to Kobe. Kobe did it great.
Yeah,
but if there's somebody that's imitating that dunk,
he came around there and did everything. That's for real.
So you were set up to fail. So now they put you in there to really just to show you that you ain't what you think you are, pretty much.
Yeah, to show you ain't what you think you are, but it's also you got to look at it from the perspective of people and you definitely see it at a pro level. People put you in certain compromising positions to justify their actions.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To say, oh look, I told
So now,
you.
and now you need to humble yourself.
Right.
You need to eat this humble pie. I got to prepare
Even
right
though
for you.
even though this position that you
Yeah.
put me in may not be the best suited, or I really don't have
I'm right.
a right way to win. Like, you put me in a tough spot, so of course I'm not gonna succeed. But it makes it look good because it makes you seem like you proved your point.
Exactly.
But he didn't prove it.
But you didn't prove your point. You just made me look bad for no reason. So now when I put myself in, now when I go out here and I really show you now who looks stupid. Now, but then
Because people saying now,
in a
why you
game
ain't
of-
playing this boy the
but
whole
then,
time?
But then in the game of basketball, now they label you. Now you're inconsistent. No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got. It's coaching. You got to put your players in the best position all the time. If you want to be, you're the coach. You know the system that they want to succeed in.
So that game, you ball out.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the conversation with the coach after that?
I mean, you know, it's the same thing. It's you now. You the greatest thing since, you know. Now we.
I believe in you now. I knew you had this in your
I
whole
knew
time.
you had. And it's like one of those things where something happened. It's like, oh, a mistake happened. It's like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. Or it's like, oh man, you had that in you all along. You know, it was one of those type, you know, instances. But again, looking back in my life, like I said, playing my part in it, I always, you know, as a man, you take responsibility for your shortcomings, and I was. We butted heads, but it was a more so. I had a me against the world type attitude, but to your point, to speak to what happened with the NCAA, the thing happened with the football team and Nevin Shapiro and
with the money.
I remember that now.
yeah, with the money thing.
Yeah,
So
dating back to Bush Davis and all that.
yeah. So again, now just imagine.
All athletics got to go down.
So again, just imagine. Wake up one morning. Wake up. You got I had a 9:30. Waking up, looking at my phone. Like, okay, I got text messages. My pops done called me 5 times. Like, okay, but at the time, my Twitter was going crazy, and it's just people like, yeah, you know, DeQuan Jones, he's a piece of whatever. So I called my pops. My pops is like, where you at? I'm like, I just woke up. I roll over. He's like, go to Yahoo. Flip over laptop, Yahoo Sports. My name is like plastered everywhere. So again, I don't know what's going on. The coaches is calling me to the office, whatever. Long story short, you know, this guy who was convicted of a Ponzi scheme, I think he finessed like 900 million, something crazy.
Money.
Hold on, wait. How much?
About 900
Like
million.
900 million, bro.
Dog, he was getting folks money like all them early 2000s, like Bush Davis. Oh, he was feeding the whole team, dog. Like, that's what Miami went down for, because Buddy was around the program from, they was winning national championships and everything. He was the man at Miami.
So,
like, he's the man. He's the athletic director, the dean, the president. He's all that.
So, you know, he's on record saying, as it pertains to me, he's like, yo, I gave such and such. These are all allegations, by the way.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Right, allegedly. He's like, yo, I gave such and such this for this kid, DeQuan Jones. I never met him. I never met his parents. I never met him. So it's synonymous with somebody on the streets giving you a gold necklace, like, oh, this for DeQuan, and you keep it, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. And the police kick your door in. It's like, where's the jewelry?
Where is it? Yeah.
So it was one of those instances, and so,
Okay.
man, I went through months of just like the NCAA investigating. They called me in. You know, I'm sitting at a round table like this with
At 20 years old.
20 years
20
old,
years
mind
old,
you,
man.
and this is when Twitter and stuff is new. So now you got people that are talking crazy on your Twitter that was once your fans.
You can't even walk around the campus.
You can't walk around the campus. People talking about your character. You know what I'm saying? All type of really judging you. You know what I'm saying? Far things that might touch you to the point where it's like it might affect you basketball wise. It might feel like, man, you know what?
Because you went through it too.
All right, is this really worth it? Like, I want to be I want to be a famous basketball player. I want to be in the league, but is all this that come with it, especially when something that I ain't got nothing to do with, and especially in your case, is this all this worth it?
Man, it's exactly what you're saying. And I remember nights where I would just get in my car and just drive around, bro, and just listen to music. And it's a vulnerability you feel when you walking around campus and your professors is looking at you a certain way. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's like
all eyes on you. Everyone.
All eyes on you.
Villain.
You like the pariah. I mean, you the villain.
Yeah, you the villain.
People
You know
like,
what I'm
they
saying? Yeah.
And
Like,
you know that energy. You
Yeah.
walk by like, I see you.
I can hear y'all.
Yeah.
But
I see you tapping somebody and be like, and they like, I know that whole energy.
yeah, bro.
So I mean, mental, because me and you already talked about just the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts at this time? Like, what are you thinking? Basketball, school wise, or just life wise? Like, what's your mental health like?
My mental health, it was, I was going through it, but I can say like the importance of having my dad, my father, you know, in my life, and
That's another gem though. Boom.
yeah.
Fathers matter, man.
Man,
Fathers
Father's Day this Sunday too, by the way.
Yeah. Fathers matter, man.
But you know, just having that instilled in me, and it made me. This was like my defining moment. I looked at it like this moment or this stretch of your life is gonna dictate the trajectory of the rest of your life, because at the time, 20 years old, this is the hard. I mean, I done lost, you know, loved ones and everything else, but this is your defining moment. And in retrospect, like looking back, it made me now empathetic for those players that never make it. It made me empathetic because I see how fragile the mind can be when you're going through adversity, because you know what I'm saying? A lot of people in those instances, they think self-destruction is the only way. And, you know,
put you out of your misery, out of your, I guess your uncomfort.
Yeah, because you try to lean because you're trying to run from that, right? So I can see, like I'm telling people, I understand suicide. I understand substance abuse. I understand it. Not saying I would pick it.
But you understand.
Yeah, because when you're battling in your own mind,
you try to find anything to
because you can't see a way out, because you're trying to visually see this way out, and you know you want to believe it's gonna get better, but when you're in that dark tunnel, and people always say it's light at the end of the tunnel, yeah, but it's dark as hell. I can't even see my hand in front of my face, let alone a light at the end of the tunnel. And so you just say, well, I think Bang said it best, like you embrace the darkness. It ain't a winning mindset, but you ain't trying to win. You're just trying to cope at this point in time, because you start to accept the darkness.
Yeah.
And it break most people. It break most people. That's why most people don't make it. They get broke in the darkness.
Yeah, but
You left your sophomore year
my sophomore year.
in Miami?
What's crazy is, it's a funny story. My junior year, I go into Frank Have's office, and I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like I'm leaving. I gotta transfer. I gotta get out of here." And he tells me, he's like, "We're leaving to go to the NCAA tournament, and when I come back, like I'll give you your release." Goes to the NCAA tournament. 2 days later, he takes the Missouri job. And so, you know, it's...
They looking out for themselves.
Right. And again, like...
What Spoon tells
There ain't no loyalty in this thing, man. Take care of yourself. It ain't no loyalty.
Yeah.
We
And
have
so...
to add his part into that little, if we can, add his skit part into it. Like, what Spoon say? Ain't no loyalty to this, man. Look for yourself. See if we can do that. Maybe I'll talk to the producers.
Right.
See if we can put that together.
But yeah, man. So Coach
2 days later after the meeting.
2 or 3.
So that means he's already been in negotiation. His lawyers talking to
Already been in negotiation.
Yeah.
That's why he was so calm with him telling you like that, probably.
I ain't gonna be here anyway.
I ain't gonna be here anyway.
Yeah.
So he leaves, goes to Missouri. He's now, Big 12 at the time.
Are you putting pressure on him based on these allegations too?
This is before the allegations came out. This happened my senior year.
Gotcha. Okay.
This happened. This was a couple months prior to
the allegation drop.
allegation
So your coach leave, then
So he kind of knew the allegations was coming
too. So he knew that too. He had to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
alleged.
saying.
But I mean, let me go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna go from Miami to Missouri.
Because I mean, I'm just saying, outside looking in. When you read the reports, like I said, I'm a U fan. They was already investigating and building this for him. Yeah. But so he leaves. So he go to Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't transfer, obviously.
Nah. So Coach Larry Naga, he takes the job, and I called around like what kind of coaches, Coach Larry Naga, whatever, and everybody had nothing but positive things to say about him. He took that George Mason team, made a winning culture there. He just had a good rapport with players, and I felt like after the 3 years of what I went through, this is a fresh start. So the allegations drop. They come to me, and it's like, hey man, we think you should redshirt. I'm like, redshirt. I done been here for 3 years, whatever.
My team.
And keep in mind, while all of this is going on, I'm still on the draft board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still late first. I think it was like 28. I'm still late first, early second. Like, whatever. Now, mind you, that next year, that's the team that went to the Sweet 16. Whatever. One of those things where you always look back what could have been, whatever, cool. I'm like, nah, I'm not redshirting. So now, the NCAA the interviews and the investigation picks up now. Now they calling me in like, yeah, your dad got a this in 2001. How you pay for that? I'm like, my dad's been working since he was 16 years old.
And I don't know, in 2001, I was like 10.
That goes to show you. But again,
Bro, you was 10. You weren't even a basketball player. You ain't on this man radar in 2001.
Bro, when the NCAA and the FBI and them, when they investigate, they investigate.
They investigate.
Bro,
That's how I told you. When you're an NBA prospect or NFL prospect,
Yeah,
that private investigator and all that stuff that you don't really know about, man, they own
Bro, I'm saying,
So-
bro, you probably ain't like basketball. You probably playing baseball in 2001.
Again, they was bringing up stuff like, it was just stuff. It was just stuff. They was like, yeah, we see you got a car. Like, how did you, how did you afford this car? Again, under different circumstances, if my family name was different, I don't think these questions would be asked to me. Right. But
I'm type, yeah.
whatever. So the NCAA concludes the investigation, but they say we can't suspend them, but if we find anything, y'all will have to forfeit games, whatever. Cool. So the school tells me you sitting for the year.
So NCAA cleared, the school protected themselves.
Protect themselves.
Just in case if it's something that was missed.
Because they don't know about who they've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Oh, the school, other people within the.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, cool. Now, again, mentally, I done been, whatever, I've embraced the villain role fully at this point. So I'm like, nah, okay, cool. If I'm going to be punished for not doing anything wrong, then somebody going to have to pay for it. So I hired an attorney, my attorney, Jason Setchins. He said, look, this kid, he's still on the draft board. If we factor in prior earnings to other second round, first round picks, we'll settle for this, and you have to release him to transfer to any school he wants to and not have to sit out.
So you basically sued the university.
So the next day they was like, nah, he can play.
Oh,
So
man.
So
I gotta give you on that one.
So
That's hard.
you know what I'm saying?
Fight for yours. You have to
Fight. We gotta fight for yours.
You gotta
Absolutely.
fight. You gotta fight for yours and not be accepting of what's given to you, your circumstances. It's always a way out. It's always an option, and it's what we talk about. In most cases, you gotta think your way out of things. It ain't really about being a victim. Like that's my whole life, my whole career, I never accepted a victim role. I just changed my circumstance. That's all it was. You know what I mean? And to your point, I went to training camp with the Hawks in 2016.
15, 16. I remember. I just had the picture up when you was playing in the black and white with the where they had the little triangle jerseys on.
Yeah.
I remember. I was like, oh shit, I'm about to make this team.
So
we ain't had nobody else. Yeah, I'm talking about why didn't you make that team?
it was
Why you whispering?
Because I'm now that I'm thinking about it, it's like
I
why?
got a whole microphone, you
I'm just saying,
whispering.
no, it was baffling to me, like, cause he.
You heard him.
Yeah. Nah, bro, I made that team. They invited me in for open gym.
Mm-hmm.
I went for a week. It was like, I come back another week. I came back for the other week. They came to me. They was like, hey, you want to come to training camp with us? I was at the crib. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But I think I ain't make that team because they had drafted a guy in my position and they had already paid him.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how that goes. But to your point, this is 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who the assistant GM was. Malik Rose, the assistant GM. He pulled me in his office, and he still asked me about the NCAA thing.
Like that was gonna change anything.
Nah, not like it was gonna change anything, but the fact that
I wanted to see if you was gonna lie or not,
or not
He just
even
wanted
that.
to
He
count,
was
like-
he was it was a character assessment. He knew what kind of character I was,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the fact that these allegations still followed me years later after I've been cleared, after whatever.
That was Jones. That was DeQuan Jones who got up there high. What a basket. Boy, look at this lob.
Well, good steal on the fast break. Nice lob over the top.
Boy, DJ.
Right in stride.
Getting up there.
Yes. And two.
So we speed it up a little bit. I was reading an article about, you know what I'm saying, you get right before you're getting ready to go to the draft and get drafted, and they write an article basically talking about how they feel like you struggle, and especially with Hurricanes fans, saying Hurricanes fans were disappointed because, like you said, that you were supposed to be this surprise recruit. But what do you expect? Obviously, everything you just detailed, like I've been going through a lot, like recruiting violations, you know what I'm saying, coaches changes and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that went against me. You ain't, like you just talked about, you ain't let that deter you. You know what I'm saying? You've always just find a way to change your circumstances. So, you know, I kind of going through my own thing. I kind of lost track because I'm going through my own thing. The next thing I know, you pop up and you in the league. You had your stint with, as you can see with Orlando, you had a stint with Indiana. Can you just talk about, you know, briefly about like how that stint went, or you know what I'm saying, how did you even get into in those positions?
The same thing, bro. My whole career is just a culmination of one opportunity and preparation meeting at the right time. I put the work in behind the scenes, man, and it's just like, even with Orlando, they had their roster at 15. They had a 15-man roster. They invited, the training camp roster was at 2021. Feel what I'm saying? They ended up paying Quentin Richardson and some other guys close to $5 million buyouts just to keep me as a young guy. So that was just a testament. Yeah, that was just a testament of me coming in, and it wasn't no, you know, it wasn't no half-stepping. You know, it was just a cold, and I felt like that year and that opportunity was like a culmination of my whole life. That opportunity, that training camp, and I poured my soul, like my everything, all my emotions into it, and that's what came about, man.
Now you're on the NBA roster. You made it. You're here. Obviously some things just didn't go as the way that you wanted to, and so you had to make you made a career. You've been back and forth into the D League and stuff like that, putting up numbers.
Mad Ants will run it out. Oh! DeQuan Jones! No! Mad Ants 109. The Bulls 98.
Bodying people like you always do, but now you're making your living overseas and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's where you're at right now. That's where you playing at right now.
I just finished in Japan, and I just signed a 2-year extension.
You won a championship in Japan too. You won a championship this year. Congratulations!
Man, they got your picture all over Japan and stuff, man. I'm just saying, when the Pebbles stepped down in Japan, you know what I'm saying? I just need that same love. I'm like, hey man, I'm with the Jones crew, dog.
Yeah, man.
Time.
So man, so as we kind of get ready to wrap this up, man, like I said, you continuing to play. Is there anything else that you have going on outside of basketball? Like any clothing lines, brands? I know you're a family man. You got kids, you got a wife, stuff like that.
Nah, man. I mean, I have a foundation where I work with the youth. Jet Jones Foundation. We've gone back to Madlock Park. We cleaned up Madlock Park and neighboring communities just to kind of, give the kids a chance and kind of balance the scales, man. We've done back to school drives, school supply drives. We raised over 2,000-3,000 pounds in school supplies. We work with Books for Africa. I'm real passionate about working with the youth and being involved in the community. And my wife, she just wrote a kids book, The Kintsugi Kid, and she's passionate about children and being an author as well. But that's about it, man.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. I think that's even more dope that, like you said, is you got your own thing going, man, that you supporting your lady, man. So especially her writing children's books, that's big. I definitely would like to look into that, and she continues to do more series. Definitely look into it. I got one of my best friends who does children's books out of Huntsville, Alabama. Shaqi, shout out to you, my brother. And definitely want to thank you for coming on the show, man. And definitely thank you for bringing me this book, man. I'm definitely gonna take a look into it, man. I learned a little bit behind the scenes about DeQuan, man. He's an avid reader, much like my co-host. So there's a lot of layers to this guy, man. So
hey, man, I just
definitely appreciate you bringing it in. Definitely appreciate the gifts. Thank you, appreciate the things that you brought in, man.
Thank
y'all
for having me, brother.
Yes, sir.
I want to shout you out before we cut it, dog. But just as a black man, as a black father, as a black husband, man, and you just really just keeping that bar raised for black men, because all the stuff you've been through, they, like you say, they try to paint us one way.
Yeah.
And even when they tried to paint you that way, you let them know that it was the other way. Everybody you went through, you fought it, man. So I just want to give you a test of that, because I've seen a lot of people not make it for those same, and they use it as an excuse. And you say, no, I'm about to excel on it.
Yeah.
To where you've been able to, take care of your family, come back and get it. Because that's what me and Cam talk about. Nobody ever comes back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, not saying nobody, but a lot don't come back. And you coming back and you still a staple in the community, especially on the east side, man. You ain't hiding, you ain't in your big mansion, you ain't none of that. You still riding up and say, I ain't got no security, no nothing. I'm pulling up and taking care of the kids.
Cam, pull up on Williams and eat it in the parking lot.
Well, Cam got security, dog. You know what I'm saying? Cam got security, man. Look, I got to book an appointment to talk to Cam, dog. For real, I have to talk to his management just to sit down and talk to Cam about pregame, dog. So I appreciate you. Listen. When you come back from the league, man, I'm gonna take Cam out. I'm talking to people now. We're doing the country to get Cam out 94 feet, man, because he got Hollywood on us, man.
Oh, wait a minute! I started this barbecue business. Is this the motherfucking thanks I get? Hey man, that's it for 94 Feet Podcast, man. I'm your host, Cam Taylor, man.
Hey man, it's Skid the Pebble, man.
I'd like to thank, man, DeQuan Jones for coming on again, man. Appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate y'all having me.
That's it, man. I appreciate you.